Membership sites are a very good and very profitable business model. If you've ever hung out at an internet marketing forum or spoken to other internet marketers, you will realise that pretty much all of them consider membership sites to be a good thing. They think it's something that is wonderful, something that makes them money, and they do. A good membership site can make you an awful lot of money. You think about it, you have 100 members paying you even say $10 a month. That's $1,000 a month from one site. So you can see it's very, very profitable. And some of these sites, you've got a $40, $50, say $50 a month site with 100 members. That's $5,000 a month in your pocket. Now that isn't bad. That's pretty much a full-time income for many people. So you can see membership sites can very, very quickly become extremely profitable for you. And there's certainly something that you should have in your business portfolio. The real advantage of a membership site is that the buyer becomes actively involved in the sales process. In traditional sales, the buyer purchases, they download the product, and it's bye-bye, see you later, we'll never speak again. You then market to them via email, and they may or may not get involved, open your emails or whatever. With membership sites though, the buyer becomes active because they physically have to come to your site to get their products or their content or whatever it might be. If it's a PLR membership site, once a month they have to log in, or however often they have to log into your site to get your their products. If it's a training program, they have to log in every week or whatever it might be to download the training materials. Now this means that they are actively involved. They're not just sitting there going, well, I've got a book, it's sat on my hard drive, I'll forget about it. They have to come along every month, download the materials and then use them. And of course, because they're logging into your site, you have the opportunity to market to them. They're much more involved, they're much more familiar with you, with who you are, and so on. So the basic principle of a membership site is a buyer joins the site, they become a member, and then you build your relationship with them as sort of an active buyer. So that's basically what it is. A membership site could be anything. It could be training materials, it could be social networking group, it could be PLR, it could be absolutely anything. It doesn't matter what it is, it could be anything at all. Anything which lends itself to material being delivered at intervals over a period of time. Now you either have pay a fee, and we'll talk about the different types of fees later on, or they join for free, and again we'll talk about that in more depth. It depends upon the type of business model you're operating as to whether they pay a fee, and if they do, how they pay it, or whether they become a free member. It's an extremely popular and very, very flexible model, and one that frankly so many marketers are using and really, really enjoying the benefits from. If you haven't got any membership sites, then I'd really recommend you watch this video series and seriously consider adding some membership sites to your portfolio. They can provide you with a nice income. Now, this course is going to talk through about membership sites, what they are, how to find content and so on. So we're going to start by telling you why membership sites are so good. We're going to talk about what's good about them, why they're so powerful, why they're such a popular business model. We're going to look at the many different scripts available to you. There's lots and lots of different scripts, and you can look at them and determine which one's for you. Now obviously it depends upon your exact needs. I'm not going to say this is the best script. I'm going to show you a number of different options, and then you can decide from those options which one's best for you, or you may decide something completely different. We're going to talk about how you find a niche as well. We're not going to go into a great deal of depth about picking a niche, because obviously niche research is a subject that's pretty much a training course in itself, and there's lots of other material on it. But we're going to have an overview of finding a niche and what makes a good niche for a membership site. We're going to look at the different formats of a membership site as well, the different ways of presenting the material and so on. So we want to discuss how you can create a variety of different membership sites, all with differing appeal. We're going to talk about content. At the end of the day, your membership site is about content. Without content, no membership site. So we're going to talk about what you can use as content, where to find it, how to create it, what sort of content your potential members are after. We're also going to talk about how to retain members. Now this is very, very important. If you can't retain members, you're going to have a high attrition rate, which means you're constantly working to try and recruit new members, which obviously is no good for you. So we're going to talk about how you retain your members. We're also going to talk about why a free membership can be so very, very profitable for you. Now, a lot of sites will have free membership options, and they have them for a reason, and we'll talk about that in a little while. We're going to talk about traffic. Now, obviously, without traffic, your membership site's dead in the water. So we're going to talk about how you get traffic. Now, obviously, again, we're not going to go into massive in-depth traffic generation study program here. That's elsewhere. There's lots of other material. But we're going to talk specifically about traffic methods for membership sites. And also, and I do think this is very important, we're going to talk about what you need to do in order to make that first month successful. Now, the first month, when people sign up and join, that's the big one. That's where you have the most members unsubscribe and leave. So we're going to talk about what you need to do in order to make that first month super successful for you. And of course, there's going to be lots more in this course. It's going to be full of useful information, so you may want to grab yourself a coffee or a cup of tea, a pen and paper, and sit down and get ready for a really good learning experience. Membership sites are a very good revenue model. You can earn a lot of money from them, and what's best of all is it could be a recurring income. Now, obviously, a recurring income is extremely good for you, because recurring income is pretty much the internet marketer's equivalent of having a full-time job. It gives you what we can call job security. You know, if you think about it, if I've got my membership site, I've got 100 members paying me $50 a month, that's $5,000 a month. That covers, say, my bills, my mortgage, my taxes, etc, etc, and gives me a degree of freedom that perhaps otherwise I wouldn't have. So membership sites are a very good revenue model, and very popular because that regular monthly income really can give you some job security. The big benefit to you as the marketer is that the buyer becomes actively involved in the sales process. So instead of, as I said, they come to your site, they download the product after they bought, and off they go, you never see them again. They have to come to the site every month or every week or whatever to come and collect their products. So of course they're much more involved in the sales process. And because they're coming to your site, you can display login offers and one-time offers and so on to them, which means you can increase your revenue further. So not only are you earning your membership fee, your $5,000 say a month from your 100 members at $50 a month, but if you display login offers as well, and maybe you change it every week or something like that, you put a new one on there, then of course you can increase your income from that. So a membership site becomes very lucrative because of it. And of course, not only can you display login offers to the members that log in, you have a list of qualified buyers, and that list is your members. So if you create a new product, or there's a new product on the market, you can mail your list, and then of course some of them will buy. So you're building a list as well as creating a revenue stream. So a fantastic business model, and one that's very popular. So you earn from the memberships and from mailing your members other offers and from displaying them login offers and one-time offers on your site. Now, absolutely fantastic way of earning from them, because if you think about it, you're earning from them in multiple ways. How many other businesses do you know where you could do that? Membership sites can also be set completely on autopilot. It's not too difficult for you to set up a membership site, to drip feed the content, to pretty much run itself. People become a member, they sign up, they get their content, new content's delivered to them each month automatically. If they unsubscribe, they're removed from the system automatically. Absolutely fantastic because of that. So, it's a good autopilot business model, and one that you really should consider. It provides you with a lot of opportunities to add value through cross promotions, freebies and other gifts. So, there's a lot of opportunity to really give your members a lot of value. Throw in some unexpected bonuses every now and then. Thanks for being a member. You've been a member for 6 months. I have this free gift, that sort of thing. Those sort of things really add value. And if they come at random intervals, then you can often find people stay members for longer because they never know when they're going to get the next great gift. Membership sites also appeal to one of humankind's fundamental needs. We like to be have a sense of belonging. We like to be part of a community, if you like. You know, that's why something like Facebook and MySpace have become so popular. Is people have this need to gather together. Now, you know, years and years ago, and we're talking a long time ago, you'd have called it tribes. You know, people lived in tribes. Nowadays, it's more like, you know, football supporters or baseball supporters or basketball team supporters. They're, you know, the modern equivalent of tribes. But even outside of sports, people feel the need to be a part of a community. You know, if you think about it, people gather together. Like-minded people always gather together. So in the membership site, you have a gathering of people with a common interest. The common interest being the subject of your membership site. So you can build that community spirit, and you will find that people will develop sort of loyalty towards you and your site, which obviously helps you with your membership retention. But perhaps one of the biggest benefits, and this I think is one of the things that a lot of marketers like, is a membership site gives you control over the access to the material. Now, traditional sales process, I've just sold a big, you know, video training course on how to create an information product to someone, and they've gone off, they've bought it, they've downloaded it. 10 minutes later, they've refunded. So, you know, that's it. You know, I've lost out. I'm out of pocket. They've got my product for free. With a membership site, if they cancel, they lose access to the material in the membership site. So, you know, if the material is not downloadable, then they've lost it. Or if it's a case of, you know, they've cancelled after 2 weeks, they've only got 2 weeks worth of material and not the entire course. So it gives you a lot of control over their access, and again, that can often help people to retain their membership with you. So membership sites are a good business model, and you do need to really think about them, because you could earn an awful lot from them. So we're going to keep talking about membership sites, now going some of the sort of, you know, the real details about them, what scripts you use, and so on and so forth, so that you can really understand how to get these working. They are a fantastic opportunity, and one of the best reasons affiliates love membership sites with recurring incomes, because it gives your affiliates recurring incomes. So you can often find that you can get a lot of people to promote your membership site if it has a recurring income for the affiliate. So bear that in mind when you're creating the membership site. One of the first choices you're going to have to make is what membership site script do you use. There's lots and lots of them on the market, but which one's the best one for you? Well, unfortunately, this isn't a black and white thing. That, you know, I can't say to you that's the best script, because it may not be. The best script depends on a number of different options, and what we're going to do in this video is talk about what the different membership scripts do, what questions to ask, and basically help you, point you in the right direction for choosing a membership script for your site. Now, you've got to really think about this, because you don't want to go out and spend, you know, $1,000 say on a membership site script and then go, oh, well, it's not really what I wanted. You want to get it right first time, because it's difficult. It's not impossible, but it's bordering on impossible to change your membership site script. Once I've committed and I've got a site running and it's got members on it, if I want to move scripts, it's going to be a headache. It really is. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. I'm probably going to lose members. It's going to cause me all sorts of hassle. So it really is a decision that you want to get right first time. Now, you can find scripts that will cost you nothing, and you find scripts that will cost you $5,000 to $10,000. It's up to you which one you use. You know, it depends on a number of factors. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have an idea of what you need to consider when you pick a membership site. The features vary greatly between scripts. I don't want you to sit and think that you've got to buy an expensive script because that's going to have the best features. That's not necessarily the case. What often happens with membership site scripts is if someone's launching a new one, they'll often start at a low price, and then over sort of 6 months to a year, as they add features, they'll increase the price. So features do not determine the price. So you may find that there's some cheap or low value membership site scripts which actually have more features than some of the more expensive ones. Now, just consider that as well. Also, bear in mind that some membership site scripts require you to purchase add-ons. So you buy like the core package. It's like, if you go out and buy a BMW, they basically give you a metal box on 4 wheels, and then you have to add in all the other things you want, like seats and lights and a radio, a CD player, and so on. So some of the membership site scripts are like that. You get the chassis, and then you have to add all the other bits onto it later, which increases the cost. It gives you a lot more flexibility, yes, and you can pick and choose what you want. However, it isn't necessarily going to be the best thing for you. So think about it carefully and weigh up the pros and cons before you go for a script like that. Some of them are very, very good, and there's an awful lot of features on them. But unfortunately, as I said, it can end up costing you a lot of money, because what a lot of people do in that situation is they go, oh, well, I might use that, I'll have that. Well, I might use that, I'll buy that as well. And instead of just buying the bits that they need, they buy all the things that they might need. And of course, that bumps the price right up. So before you can pick a membership site script, you need to understand how you're going to use it. You got that, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to drip feed content? Do you want different levels of membership? Do you want something that runs on autopilot? What do you actually want? You need to understand that before you can truly pick your membership site script. You need to know what features you're going to use right now and in the immediate future on the site that you're considering. Don't sit there and look at features and go, well, I might use that. I don't want it now, but I might use it on another site in the future. I mean, it's up to you, but those sort of things quite often don't pan out, and it gets to the future and you sit there and go, well, I've never used that feature. So quite often that's what really happens. So think about what you can use right now and in the immediate future. But ultimately, you want to buy something that does what you want. Don't go out and buy something because it has bells and whistles and is the latest, greatest thing from the big name guru, whatever they might be called. Buy something that does what you want, and it will do you right. That's the most important thing. Does it meet your needs and your requirements? So what questions do you need to ask about a script? Well, obviously you need to have an idea of budget. Can you afford $1,000 for a script? Have you even got a budget? Are you looking for something free? Are you looking for something that will just cost you a couple of $100? How much money can you afford to spend on a script? Bear in mind that the script will obviously be part of the expenses for setting up the site. So, if your scripts cost you $5,000, you're going to have to make minimum of $5,000 before the site becomes profitable. But also, you've also got to consider, again, this comes in the whole budget thing, is it a site license or a single server license? Can you use it on as many servers as you want, or just on one domain? That, again, can influence the budget, because if it's going to cost me $500 to use on as many sites as I want, or $300 to use on one, well, it's a no-brainer to go for the $500 one, because then I can set up multiple membership sites. And that is very, very important to understand. Do you want a single license or a multiple site license? Software such as Amember, for example, tends to be single site license, so you can use it on one domain. Other software such as Launch Formula Marketing, for example, is a multiple site license. You can use it wherever you want on any site that you own. Now, Amember, I think, is a couple of $100. I believe Launch Formula Marketing is either $500 or $1,000. We'll look at that in the next video. But you can see there's a significant difference. But if I'm setting up 5 membership sites, and it's going to cost me $200 a time for Amember, then maybe Launch Formula Marketing isn't too bad, because that's $1,000. For example. So you can see the single and multi-site license does influence your budget. Are you planning on displaying login offers and one-time offers to them? Does the script support the ability to show your buyers and your members different offers? That can affect the profitability of the site quite significantly. How easy is it to use? There's some scripts I've used, and I'm not going to mention any names, but there's some scripts I've used that, frankly, unless you have a degree in rocket science, you haven't got a hope. You really haven't. There's other ones that your 2-year-old could set up for you. So, how easy is it for you to use? Are you a technically minded person or not? If you're not, then you have to consider the costs of outsourcing installation and setup, and maybe even administration or maintenance or whatever. So you have to consider that as well. That can affect your budget and affect your decision on which script to buy. Do they provide a guarantee period? Is it 30 days, 90 days, a year, a lifetime? Guarantee period can be important, because if you're setting up a site and you're experimenting with a new script, you may want 3 or 4 months to look at it in order to say, well, I've had to play and it's not quite right for me. Dreadfully sorry, can I have my money back? And they'll honour it. But the last thing you want is for it to be a 30-day money-back guarantee, and life happens as it does, and it's 2 months before you get to look at it, and then you go, well, it doesn't do what I want it to do, and then you ask for a refund. They go, well, 30 days is up, tough, bye. Make sure the guarantee period is suitable for you and your needs. What support do you get? Now, some of these scripts will offer good support, others not so good. Some of them do fantastic support through forums and have a big user community, and the user community does a lot of support. So consider the level of support, and is it through a help desk, is it through forums, are you in touch directly with the programmers, or are you speaking to a marketer and the programmers are sort of hiding behind him somewhere? So think about the level of support you get for the script. Another influencing factor that again can influence your choice of budget is, are lifetime upgrades free or not? Now again, I'm coming back to the same 2 scripts because I know them very well. Amember doesn't provide you with lifetime upgrades. I think it's either 6 or 12 months of upgrades, and after that you have to pay, and you pay for a further 6 months worth of upgrades. Now that's all well and good, but you may or may not want the upgrades. If you don't, it's not a problem. But if they bring out new features, you think, great, I can use that on my site, and you've got to pay for it, then you're going to be a bit annoyed. Now, other ones like Launch Formula Marketing provides lifetime upgrades for free. Many of the others do. So you've got to understand, are the upgrades going to be free or cost you money? Remember, before you install any upgrades, though, do you actually need it? Don't just go installing them, because who knows what's going to happen. But do you need them? Make sure that you understand this. Another good question to ask yourself is, how long has a script been around? Is it something that somebody created last week, or is it something that's been around for years? Something that's been around for a long time. Amember's been around for quite a while. Launch Formula Marketing, I think that's been around 3 or 4 years. And many of the others, they have that long-term backing, so it's going to be there. It's good. It's solid and reliable. But other scripts, you may be a bit wary. Are you going to find that the company goes under in the next 6 months, or the marketer decides not to continue supporting it any further? You just don't know. But you do need to understand how long it's been there, because again, that could be an influencing factor. It can affect your choice quite significantly. One thing you may or may not want is, can it drip feed content? Will the only way it gives you content is you have to go in each month and set up a web page and upload the content, and there it all is? Or can you drip feed the content automatically over a 6 or 12 month period? If you can, it puts your business on autopilot, which of course is a wonderful, wonderful thing. How easy is it for you, not for anyone else, but for you personally, to install, set up, administrate, use, add products to, add new members to, etc., etc. If you're not technically minded, you may find that the script is difficult to install. Now, there's a couple of scripts that I've looked at, and frankly, I am technically minded. I'm very good with computers. I've been using them for more years than I care to remember. I know them pretty much inside out. I know scripts and software, etc., etc. And there's some scripts which I cannot install and get working properly, and it's an absolute nightmare. Some of them, the instructions are dreadful. Some of them, they're just badly written. But there are others. There's one in particular I can think of that I click 2 buttons and it's like magic. It's installed. and ready to use. So think about that. Can you do it yourself, or do you need to outsource it? Can you offer different levels of membership? Can you do free, silver, gold, and platinum? That sort of thing. You may or may not want to have different levels of membership. You may just have one level, but you may want to have the option of providing different levels. You may have a membership site now where you just have the one level, but you may think, well, in 6 months' time, what I can do is I can add an extra level for advanced members, or an advanced training course or something like that. This is the other thing as well, is can members easily upgrade their membership from between the different levels? I can't remember which script it is off the top of my head, but I remember there was one script where the only way to get a member to upgrade their membership was for them to cancel their membership and then rejoin at the higher level. That sort of thing, that could cause problems, because the members are going to go, well, that's a lot of hassle. They don't understand some of the technical limitations that require it to be that way. But can members upgrade their membership relatively easily? You do need to consider that. Can the script handle recurring billing? Now, not all membership site scripts can, because a membership site isn't necessarily based around recurring billing. That is just one of the potential models. Does it provide support for a free membership option? That's very important too. Can people join your site for free? We'll talk about free members very, very shortly, but they can provide an excellent way to rapidly build a list of people who are interested in your site. How well does the script protect your content from theft? The last thing you want is for all your content to be wide open, that anyone with a search engine can type in a few keywords and there's all your valuable content available for free. That's the last thing you want. Does it protect your content from sharing? Can I share out my password with lots of people, or publish it on one of the Wares or other black hat sites so that everybody can use my password in order to access your content? You've got to understand how well it protects your content. Does it plug into other scripts you plan to use? Are you planning on using, PHPBB or another forum or something like that? Does your membership site plug into it? Will it automatically create members? Will it secure the forum from outside nosiness, etc., etc.? These are all questions you need to know. And perhaps one of the most important is, will it work with your web host? Now, some scripts are very funny about which web host they'll work with. I can think of one in particular that if you don't go for the owner's web hosting, you've got no chance of getting it working. Absolutely no chance. There's others that will pretty much work anywhere, and they can work, as I said, literally on any web host. So you've got to understand, does it need curl or Zend or anything like that? If so, does your web host support it, or are you going to need to get a new web host? Again, that's a massively influencing factor for you. Now, you need to consider all of these questions, and you may well have more questions of your own when you set up your own membership site. What script you're going to choose, I cannot tell you. Hands up, I cannot tell you what's the best script for you. What I can do is give you the advice here on which questions to ask and how to evaluate a script. And in the next video, I'll show you a half dozen or so different scripts that you can look at, and different scripts that you may want to say, well, yeah, that's for me, that's not for me. So we're going to look at that now. But write out what you want from your script. Answer all the questions we've asked here. Write it all out, and then look through the different scripts and decide which one's the best one for you. So what I want to do now is just show you. I'm not going to show you the scripts. We're just going to go to sort of the main sales pages, and you can have a look through there. Most of them provide working demos or videos of the inside or something like that. So we're going to go and have a look at some of the scripts now to give you an idea of some of the more popular and effective scripts that are out there. This is one of the first membership sites we're going to look at here. It's Deliveroo. This is quite a complex piece of software. It's very, very good though. It's fully featured. It does an awful lot of things. It'll have has more on it than you probably ever want to use. But it is something that's worth considering and looking at. It's a bit funny about what web host it works on. It has certain requirements, but it is a very, very good script, and you can sign up here, get 21 reasons why you should be using it, and then you can go to the main site here and have a look, and here you can get the instruction manual. So this is one of them. So I'm not going to show you the actual script itself, but you can look for more information, look for some reviews, sign up for the freebies, and that'll give you some good information about what you can find in the script. So Delaveau is one. Now Delaveau comes as a central sort of core package, if you like, which is the main piece of software, and then various plugins that you can buy that you can add to the software to enhance its features. A very good marketing ploy, and it means you can expand the functionality of your membership site, obviously at a cost, to many other features as well. So Delaveau is one of the ones that we want to consider. Here's another one. This is called Launch Formula Marketing. You can see here it's onto version 3, so it's a very popular piece of software and has been around for some time. Launch Formula Marketing's multiple sites. It's very, very powerful and works out, I think, about $1,000. So it's not too bad. One of the big advantages of Launch Formula Marketing is it's created by Robert Puddy, who's completely and utterly untechnical and happy to admit it. So it's very easy for you to install and for you to use. So it's not too difficult as a piece of software. But again, if you go through the sales letter, you'll see all the features that it has. So Launch Formula Marketing is another one that you could use. Here's another one. It's called DL Guard. DL Guard is very popular. Like Launch Formula Marketing, it's been written by an internet marketer for internet marketers. DL Guard is very popular. You can see it supports all these different payment processors. If we scroll down, you can see these are some of the features that it has. So this is going to help you, and of course, just for good measure, there's some testimonials here from sort of some big hitters within internet marketing. So there's lots of information here. You can go through it. I know DL Guard is very, very popular with a lot of people. Apparently it's quite easy to use, has a lot of good features, and is something that a lot of marketers say is very, very good. So DL Guard is yet another option for you. This is Amember. Amember is another good piece of software. It's $180. This is for a single site license. Amember is a very, very powerful script. You can see you get a free trial, or there's a demo version. But one of the real benefits of this is you can see here some of the main features. It's different languages, password sharing prevention. They'll install it for you. Affiliate program. It has a built-in affiliate program. Easy to use, various different levels of protection. So you can click here to look at the full features. But one of the big benefits of this is that they've created plugins for Amember, so it will plug into anything. It will plug into PHPB, WordPress, vBulletin, and many other pieces of software, including things like Aweber. So Amember is very, very powerful. So each of the plugins you're looking at, I think, between $20 and $60 a plugin. So depending how many plugins you decide to have, it can increase the price significantly. However, Amember is very, very reliable. It's very popular. It's very secure, which is why it's liked by a lot of marketers. A lot of marketers will buy a copy of this per site because they know it's very, very high quality software that's very customizable and has lots and lots of options that really ensure you make a fantastic membership site very, very easily. Here's another one. This is called Simple Member Pro. This is another membership site script. Again, this has been written by internet marketers, has a lot of features. What you want to do is have a look through and read about it. This is just $200. As you can see here, it tells you a bit more about the features, tells you about membership sites, why you want them, and so on and so forth. So a lot of information here for you. But this is only, as I said, this is $200. So which script you choose, well, it's up to you, to be perfectly honest. It depends upon the features and what you're after. And of course, if we go to Google and if we type in membership site software, you can see there's plenty and plenty of results. You've got Amember here, you've got Easy Member Pro, that's apparently very good as well. MemberGate, apparently that's incredibly expensive but really full featured. MemberWing, Extreme Member. You see there's lots and lots of different pieces of software here that you could use. So it's worth having a look through and trying to work out which one's best for you. There's even plugins you can get for WordPress that will turn WordPress into a membership site. It depends upon your needs, your requirements and your budget. Now if you've gone through the previous video and answered all the questions there and thought about it, you'll know which membership site is the best one for you. I mean, as I said, have a look at some of these here that we've not looked at. Easy Member Pro, MemberGate. Yeah, I can't go through and I'm not going to sit and compare all the features for you because you understand what you want. If you go through and compare the features of the various different membership sites, understand what you're after, then you're going to find the script that will do it for you and you'll be able to buy it and use it. But it's important you choose the right script up front, because once you've installed the script and started to use it, it's difficult to move everything to a new script. It's going to cause you problems that frankly you could do without. So it's much easier to get this decision made first and get it done right, because if you can do that, then you can get up and running a lot quicker and start yourself earning from your membership sites sooner. Picking a niche is actually very, very important. The right niche could make or break your membership site. There are thousands of potential niches that you could choose from, literally thousands, but you've got to make sure you pick the right one for you and for what you want to create. Now, any group that meets up or gathers together can be an effective target for a membership site. So this could be sports fans, enthusiasts for a car or other vehicle. Any group that wants to get together is something that could be targeted for a membership site. Now, different groups of people will have different requirements for how the information is presented to them. Some groups want video, some want books, others will want it in combination. But you've got to understand the niche, you've got to understand what they have, what available to them, and what the niche wants. Look at the successful products within the niche, and that will help you understand what formats to use. But when you pick a niche, you do need to understand what they want. Spend some time researching the niche, understanding what the problems are people have in that niche, what issues they have, what solutions they're looking for, and what do they want. Ultimately, the success of your membership site relies on you being able to give your members what they want. And of course, once you've picked a niche, you need to watch the next video and determine which membership model is the best one for that niche. Now, again, I can't tell you the right or wrong answer. It depends upon what you have, what you want to present to them, and how you want to run it. There is no right or wrong answer. There's only what you do, and that's the right answer. So you've got to determine which model is best for you. But what your focus is when you create a membership site, you're focusing on giving them value. The more value you give them, the more they will stay members, the more satisfied they will be, the more they'll talk about your site to other people. So always give them plenty of value. What you want to do is look at popular forums, social networking groups, or Google or Yahoo groups, places like that, and find niches within there. You'll find plenty of ideas for niches. In fact, these sort of forums and groups are ideal in a way, because you can often find some good information in there to provide to your membership site. And potentially, forum owners and social networking group owners and the Google and Yahoo group owners, they're all potential joint venture partners much later on down the line. So it's worth having a look through these places and finding some ideas for niches from there. Other favourite areas are Amazon bestsellers, eBay Pulse, and other traditional niche research tools. Now, I'm not going to sit and show you how to research a niche here. That's outside of the scope of this video course, but there are plenty of other courses that will show you that. But you want to find, look in these sources, because these sources will give you some ideas for potential niches. You then obviously need to go to Google and do some research to understand, are there buyers in the niche? Will it work as a membership site? But you will find some great ideas there. But what you're after is providing the solution to the problem, instead of it being an ebook or a video course, as a membership site. How can you do that? And remember, you can just use a membership site as a delivery mechanism for your product. That's perfectly valid. And then you can get people coming back to your membership site in order to get updates and unadvertised bonuses and so on and so forth, in which case you market to them other offers through your login offers and one-time offers. That is perfectly acceptable. Don't get caught up in the fact that a membership site has to be, recurring monthly products and information. That's one of the models. It doesn't have to be that way. You can quite literally present any old, like the course like this could be sold as a membership site, because then what members find is that you email them and they get the bonuses over a period of weeks, maybe, and you display them login offers and one-time offers in order to increase your revenue. But think about it, can you turn the solution to the problem into a course, for example? Could it become like a training course? People go to adult education classes, evening classes. Could you turn your potential product into a training course and charge them so much per month for 6 months access, something like that? That's perfectly valid as well. But sometimes when you're picking a niche and deciding how it will work as a membership site, sometimes you need to step outside of your box and have a think. And what you'll often find, if you do that, you'll get some very, very good ideas and some inspiration. But once you've picked your niche, your next step is to determine what format membership site you're going to create. All of the decisions we've been talking about in the last few videos are pretty much interrelated, because the format that you want to present your information in may well help determine which script you use. If you want to present it in a certain format, there may only be certain scripts that support that format. So you need to understand what format you want to present the information in. Whatever format you choose, it has to be suitable for your niche. Remember, your niche may or may not respond to particular formats of information, so make sure it's something your niche is interested in. Now, the first is what's been termed a fixed-term membership. A fixed-term membership is a really, really great idea. It's a good idea for an autopilot business because the content's delivered over a fixed term. So I can either use a script, or the more popular one is to use an autoresponder. If it's a 6-month course with content delivered each week, all you do is you preload your autoresponder. Members sign up, become a member, sign up to the autoresponder, and then they get delivered the content over a 6-month period. So it's very, very good. The autoresponder sends it out once a week. No more involvement from you. You can concentrate on marketing it or on other businesses. So the content is sent out each day or each week or each month, depending upon what you're going to do. I wouldn't recommend sending it out once a month for a fixed term membership. That sort of thing. A fixed term membership tends to be a bit more intensive. It tends to be once a week, simply because you're keeping more in contact with your members. You're more interactive with them then, and you're constantly reminding them that you're there and you're someone that they want to do business with. You either bill a weekly, monthly for that fixed period of time. I'd recommend billing monthly. This is very much a psychological issue more than anything else. A lot of people don't like to pay for things weekly. If you bill them weekly, it seems like a lot. You may only be billing them $5 or $10 a week, but they may think, well, that's an awful lot. I'm paying lots of money very often. Whereas if you bill them on a monthly cycle, they're used to being charged monthly. If you think about it, most of your bills you pay monthly. Your mortgage or rent you typically pay monthly. So people are used to monthly payments. So monthly payments are often much better for this. Now obviously they're paying in advance, so you bill them now, that's for the next month's content. So fixed term memberships are very good because of that. Now the other option is a one-off payment. So this is where you basically they pay once for lifetime access. So again, this would be a good model for delivering a product, for example. It's great for any content which isn't delivered over time. So if you're just delivering a product, or you just want to get people into a site so that they can become members and you can market to them, a one-off payment is perfect. It pretty much can be used for any product in order to make your buyers much more active. Now the next option is monthly payment. Now fixed term memberships can often be monthly payments, but they are for a fixed term. Monthly payments often tend to be pretty much until they're cancelled. So it could be for a fixed term, or typically in the example here, it's recurring until the buyer leaves your site. The content typically will be delivered via some sort of script. It'll either be drip fed by the script or added manually by yourself every month or every period of time when they're expecting it. Monthly payment is good for things like a PLR or a resale rights membership. Those fit very nicely into the monthly payment model. Or pretty much any site where content is going to be delivered over a long period of time, and there's always going to be new things added. Maybe an interview site, or a sports team site, or social networking site, something like that. They can often work well as monthly payments. The other formats, again, these are ideas. If you're in the internet marketing niche, you may want to look at a private label rights site where you sell private label rights products. You can either create them yourself or outsource them. Bear in mind, if you're outsourcing them, you have to be able to recoup the cost for that from your members. Master resale rights sites, or a combination of the two. Those tend to work very well indeed. You can also create social networking sites. Create social networking niche sites and then charge for different levels of membership. That's a very good idea as well. Or the final option is product delivery or training sites. How to look after your hamster, how to restore your classic Mustang, whatever it might be, things like that, how to train your horse. All of these could be potential formats. There's a lot of ideas here and a lot of information, and you need to sort of clarify in your head what options you're going to pick, basically. Which formats are going to work for you, which formats work for your niche, how can you package the information in such a way that it fits nicely into a membership site. And to be honest, that's the big questions. How do you do that? And if you can answer that, then you're ready to start marketing and setting up your membership site. And sometimes you need to think about it a little. So it's worth spending the time in the planning stage. Don't get caught up in planning and never actually take action. But spend some time in the planning stage and think about how you are going to run your membership site, and that will give you an idea of how it all fits together. It's very interlinked, and all the decisions affect each other. So it's not all going to suddenly become crystal clear when you say, right, I'm using this script, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They're all very interrelated, so they'll influence each other significantly. But decide which format suits yourself and suits your niche, and then you're ready to go and start setting up your membership site, driving traffic, recruiting members, and most importantly, earning. One of the things that destroys many membership sites before they have a chance to get off the ground is the content. If you're not providing high value and useful content, your membership site is going to crash and burn, plain and simple. You need to be able to provide something that means they have to be a member. If I can get whatever's in your membership site elsewhere just by typing into Google, why would I want to pay money to you to get it? It's got to be high value and useful content, and that's where a lot of membership sites fall down. They use any old rubbish, they use out of date or plain wrong information, and because of it they suffer and struggle and end up folding. Ideally, when it comes to creating your membership site, unless you're doing a private label or master resale rights club, and even then, this really does apply, the content needs to be unique to you. If it's unique to you, then there's a reason for people to be members. If they can get it anywhere else, or if you're reselling stuff that I can get from a dozen other sites, why would I want to join your membership site? This is all about adding value and useful content. If you're the only place I can get it from, I've got to come to you to get it. You can use stuff that can be found elsewhere outside your site, but don't make it stuff that's commonly known or easy to find. If it is, then why would people want to join? If you get members and then they realise that the content you're selling them, they can find in Google in 2 minutes, they're going to leave. You're going to have a high unsubscribe rate. So make sure the content cannot easily be found elsewhere. And by creating unique content, you ensure that. I would also recommend providing regular updates. Particularly, obviously, if you're doing a monthly membership or weekly membership, then you are going to be providing these updates. But even if you're just using a membership site as a delivery mechanism, then by updating your product and adding bonuses, you're getting people to come back to your site, which means you can market to them and you can earn more money from them. So the regular updates gives them a reason to come back to your site, where they're displayed login and one-time offers, which a percentage of them will buy. This one's very, very important. Again, this is another one where membership sites fall over. Always deliver your updates on time. Don't sit there and go, well, I can't be bothered, I'll give it a couple of days. Make sure you're prepared and your content's ready well in advance, because if you do that, then you're going to keep your members happy. As soon as content starts to get late, your members get edgy, you get people unsubscribing, you get people dissatisfied, and that's not what you want. Your very first month when someone first joins, that's the most important month for them. That's where you will lose the most subscribers. So you need to make sure that you give massive value in that first month. You want to really over-deliver and make people go, wow, this is incredible. Make sure they know what's going to come up in the future months and weeks, so that they know they have to stay a member. You don't want to give them everything all at once and they go, well, I don't need to stay a member now, cancel. You want to give them loads of value, and they give them lots and lots of reasons why they have to stay a member. But it's very, very important to listen to the feedback from your members. A lot of membership site owners don't do this. Your members know what your niche wants, so they're very, very good if you can listen to them. A lot of successful private label rights clubs, for example, will get content, topics and ideas for keywords and niches from their members. That's a very, very powerful way of doing it. Now, it's a two-way stream. Your members get what they want, and you, as the membership site owner, don't have to sit there and go, right, what are we doing this month? You've got ideas coming out your ears from your members. But the feedback encourages an interaction which builds a sense of community and loyalty to you and the site, and that can really, really help you. Now, when it comes to providing content, you can either write it yourself. Now, obviously, that's going to take time. How much time it takes depends upon the membership site, but you could do that if you want to. If your budget is limited, that may be where to start. You could hire or interview experts. Depending on the niche, many experts will be more than happy to be interviewed. It promotes them and boosts their ego and boosts their business. But you could even hire some experts, maybe pay them a percentage of the profits. Alternatively, you can hire freelancers. Get a decent freelancer, and again, not going to go into details about how you do that. There's plenty of other information on that. But get a decent freelancer, get them to create the content for you. These last two are probably the best two, because it frees up your time. But obviously, it could cost you money, particularly if you're hiring freelancers. One of the best forms of content is what we call user-generated content. This is where your users create the content for you. They submit articles, submit other information. That works as well. If you can get your users to generate the content, it's going to save you a lot of time. Resale rights products, you can always use some of that. Remember, with resale and master resale rights products, they tend to be branded with other people's sites, so they are going to promote other people, not necessarily you. So you could use them if you need to and if they're appropriate. The other alternative, and this is my preferred option, is rewritten private label rights material. Pick up decent private label rights material. You can often find this really cheap, and just use that. Just rewrite it and use it for your niche. Obviously do a bit of research and make sure it's very, very high value, but you can often take a single PLR product and turn it into a complete training course. Now, the format you use, whether it's going to be audio or books or video, it's up to you. It depends upon your niche, depends upon your skills, your budget, your equipment, and so on. But you've got to make sure you provide high value content. It's got to be ideally unique for you, it's got to be good quality, and it's got to be something that people go, wow, this is so worthwhile. You don't want it to be anything where they look at it and go, yeah, whatever, because that means unsubscribed. So make sure it's good quality, and this gives you some hints and tips of where to find the content. Now, obviously, writing it yourself is cheap, it's pretty much free, but it takes up your time. Your time obviously has a value, so you may want to look at outsourcing it if necessary. But provide good quality content, and your members will stay loyal, and more importantly, stay paying members. Every single membership site will suffer from attrition. There will be members who will stay members for months or years, but there will be many that turn over and leave. Now, typically, average membership lifetimes, they vary. It could be anything from a few months. Sometimes it's sort of 3 to 6 months in most membership sites. With sort of PLR and resale rights, it can be higher, particularly if you're providing good quality information. But you need to understand your attrition rate, because you obviously have to keep adding new members in order to ensure that you have a decent level of membership and so earnings for you. So what you need to do is monitor your unsubscribe rate. Check each month how many people unsubscribe, how long they've been members, are they new members, are they old members, and understand how many members you lose. If you know how long your members stay a member, then you can work out how much a member is worth to you on average, which means it'll help you understand how much you can spend advertising. If on average a single member is worth, say, $100 to you, then you know anything up to $100 to acquire that customer is a fair deal. You're going to make money from it. But if you're spending $150 on to acquire a customer, and your customer is only worth $100, then it's not worth your while. So understanding all this helps you understand how much money you can spend on things like advertising. If you find your unsubscribe rate is too high, then you may well have a problem with your content. If lots and lots of people unsubscribe after a particular month or after a particular piece of content's been delivered, then the chances are that piece of content is substandard, and that's why the people have unsubscribed. So you need to understand that. You need to monitor this, because if you suddenly see a spike in unsubscribes, there's a problem. So you've got to look at that, because if there is a problem, then you need to fix it, and fix it quick, so that you can make sure your members stay members for longer. If you have high value exclusive information, then your members are going to stay members for longer. You can keep them as members much, much easier than if you're providing stuff that can easily be found elsewhere. People pay to join a membership site because they're after value. What you will find, and this is typical for all membership sites, is the majority of people will leave in the first month. And it doesn't matter whether it's an offline membership site, like a gym or a magazine subscription, they all find the same thing. The majority of people will leave in the first month. Now, that's not a bad thing. It means for you, the people that stay are quality buyers. It also means that the tire kickers and the people that aren't as committed have left. So you've got a good quality list left. However, if you provide an awful lot of value, real great value straight off in the first month, then you can minimize that rate of attrition in the first month and keep people staying longer. One of my favorite tricks with a membership site is to offer random bonuses and random bits of information. Not, saying, right, well, it's a Thursday, let's give them some information. It's random. 1 week there might not be anything, the next week there will. And that helps keep people as members because they never know what to expect and what they're going to miss out on. And if you condition them to that, then they'll stay members for much, much longer than they might otherwise have done so. Now, if you want to retain members, then you need to understand your market. If you know what your market wants and delivers it, then it's going to help you to retain your members. You also want to be sure that your members are clear on what they are getting. You don't want people to read your sales letter, think they're getting one thing, join your site, all excited and wow, this is going to be incredible, and realise that they actually get something completely different. If that's the case, you're going to have a massive attrition rate. So ensure that your sales letter basically tells people what's inside in a clear and easy to understand way so that they know what they're going to get. Ensure that your content is always delivered on time, every time. Once content starts to be delivered late, your members will get edgy, they'll start to wonder why, and you can find that it starts to erode your reputation. If you are going to have a problem delivering content late, on time, it's going to be late for reasons outside of your control, contact your members and tell them and say, I do apologise, and give them some sort of freebie in the meantime. If you ensure that quality is always very high, then that also is going to help retain members. Low quality membership sites will find people just out the door. Make sure it's high quality and people are much, much more likely to stay members for longer. If you can encourage feedback and interaction with your members, then that also is going to help you to retain members to your site. People feel that sense of community, they feel you care, they feel a sense of belonging, so they're likely to stay members for much, much longer. Encourage them to interact with each other as well, if it's appropriate. If it's a site for non-internet marketing niche, set up a forum or other method for your members to chat. You'll find that may well help significantly in keeping people as members, because they'll get to know each other and they'll enjoy that sense of community, particularly if you join in and you help. This sense of community is vital for people. People want to feel they belong somewhere, and this interaction with other people interested in a niche, absolutely vital to them. When you get people unsubscribing, it's going to happen. It will happen to you. It happens to us all. Just contact them and say, hi, I'm the owner of this site. I understand you just unsubscribed. I appreciate that you don't want to be a member anymore. That's fine. But I'd just like to understand why you don't want to be a member, if you could tell me, please, so that I can improve my service and deliver higher quality to my members. Quite often you'll find that many people will write back and say, well, actually I left because of this, that or the other. Sometimes they simply can't afford to pay for the membership, so they cancel it. Other times it's because they're genuinely unhappy. Now, I've unsubscribed from a few membership sites and thought, do you know what, this is rubbish, I'm not staying here. And the owners never once contacted me to say, well, why did you leave? And if you don't contact people to understand why they've left, how can you improve your site? So all of this information is going to help you to retain members. And remember, if they're paying on a monthly basis, the longer you keep them, the more you earn. So it's in your best interests to retain members for as long as you possibly can. Because once you've acquired them, you've gone to all that effort to acquire your members, you want to keep them there for as much time as you can, providing them with quality in return for them paying you. When you set up a membership site, there are some common mistakes that most people make. The aim of this video is to help you avoid making those mistakes so that you can maximize your revenue from your membership site. Now, the first mistake that many people make is bad marketing. They don't market it properly. That means they may not rank one in the search engines, they may not have a good pay-per-click campaign, or whatever it might be. If you can rank well and you can market your site well, then obviously you're going to do well as a membership site. A lot of people as well don't understand their niche, so they present the information in the wrong format for the niche. Now, they may, the niche may be particularly responsive to video, but they're trying to deliver books. Now, of course, that isn't going to work. So what you need to do is understand what your niche wants and then give it to them. And the more you do that, basically, the more powerful your membership site will be. If you don't understand your niche and you haven't done your niche research, you are never ever going to be able to run a successful membership site. Anybody who runs a successful membership site knows their niche and knows it very, very well. You also need to understand, where does your traffic come from? A lot of people set up a site and then don't understand how they get traffic to it. You need to understand, is your traffic coming from the search engines? Is it coming from referrals, affiliates? Where's it coming from? Understand it, and that's going to help you to maximize your revenue. If your information's out of date or boring, then that's a big mistake. A lot of people will put any old information on there, not thinking that their buyers are smart and they want decent quality information. So always make sure that you provide quality information that is interesting and relevant, and note those two words, to your buyers. If you don't do that, then you are going to struggle to run a decent membership site. A lot of people as well don't plan their membership sites in advance. You know, they have no idea what content they're going to provide next week or next month. So it comes to it, you know, and they're sitting there going, right, what are we going to do? A decent membership site may well have a year's worth of content mapped out. May not be created, but it may well be all mapped out. And if you have it mapped out, then that means you know what you're doing, and when it comes down to it and you're sitting there thinking, right, I now need to create, I need to deliver the content, you know what you're giving to them. It also means you can sell that to your list as you're marketing them. If you're active in gathering testimonials as well, that's going to help. A lot of people don't bother. You know, they sit there and go, well, people provide testimonials. Be active in it. Testimonials help your sales process. Look at your navigation menu. Is it clear and easy to find its way around? I've been to some membership sites and I've sat there and scratched my head and thought, I have no idea how to find the information I want. Where's my downloads? Where do I get this? Where do I get that? It's not clear. You have to make sure that your membership site makes it really, really obvious where to find the information that they've paid for. It's vital to do it, absolutely vital. So check your navigation menu and make sure it's clear and easy. Also, is the content you're adding content that your niche wants? Now, some people will add any old content thinking, well, at least I'm putting content in there, but that's not good enough. Your niche wants specific information, so you need to provide that to them. Don't, if you've got a site about dog training, don't start giving them information on how to look after their cats, because I'm telling you, they're going to leave in their droves if you do that. Now, another common mistake, and you'll be surprised how many marketers do this as well. If you have a free level of membership, many marketers won't actually bother selling the full membership to the free members, which is absolute madness. It really, really is. If you have free members, market to them and sell them the full membership. Not only that, sell them other products as well. They're there, market to them, use it to your advantage. Also, make sure you communicate with your members regularly. A lot of people run bad membership sites because they don't communicate with their members. Their members don't know what's going on with the site. They don't know anything about what's going on. Communicate regularly with your members, and that's going to help keep them happy. It's going to help build a relationship, and obviously it's going to help you. Always as well, make sure you get feedback from your members. That's going to help you immensely too. The feedback from your members can make a big difference in making sure you deliver to them what they actually want. But you need to also make sure you're focused on your niche. Again, a lot of people won't, and they're not 100% focused on the niche. They don't fully understand the niche, and so they run into problems when they try to deliver content for that niche. So, really focus on it and make sure that you give them exactly what it is that they want. But also be wary and be careful that you don't provide information that can easily be found. A lot of people will set up their membership sites and deliver any old rubbish. It can't be any old rubbish. It's got to be decent quality information that they can't find elsewhere. And another big mistake that people make, and this is again a common one and it can bring down a membership site, is not delivering the content on time. So always make sure you deliver your content on time, and if you do that, you will do well. Now, these are the common mistakes that people will make when running a membership site. If you can avoid these, then it's going to make a big difference for you in the quality of your membership site and how much money you make from your members. So, when it comes down to it, think about all of these when you're creating your membership site and try your best to avoid as many as possible, because if you do, the chances are you can create a much more successful and therefore more profitable membership. If you want to succeed with your site, then you really need to think about the points in this video. Now, we talked about some of the common mistakes that people make with their membership site, and what we want to talk about here is some of the things you can do in order to plan in advance and succeed with your site. Now, obviously, one of the first ones is to make sure that you've planned your content in advance. If you're serious about creating your membership site, then what you need to do is create pretty much an outline of the entire membership site, how it's going to run, what information is going to be in it, and so on and so forth. If you do that, then you're always going to know what information you need to provide to your members and when you need to do it. So that's a real big benefit to you as a membership site owner. It's going to make your life an awful lot easier. Now, ideally, have your content created in advance. Now, what I would recommend is that you have your content, like 3 months in advance created. So, I have, let's say, the next 3 months worth of content for my membership site already created and ready to go. Now, the reason being is it's quite important to do this because, firstly, what happens is if you're creating it yourself, life happens to you, something happens, you can't create the content, you're going to end up delivering your content late. What's that mean? Unhappy members. Hopefully, people won't unsubscribe. But the problem is of course, if you've got an outsourcer, what happens if your outsourcer doesn't deliver on time or something happens in their life and they're unable to fulfill their obligation to you? You're going to have a big problem. So you need to make sure that you have your content created in advance, at least a month in advance, ideally 2 to 3 months in advance. I mean, some people, what I tend to do with the membership sites, I create a month or two of content, test the membership site, see how it's working. If it works well, I create pretty much the rest of the content, and then it's all there and it's all being delivered over time, and that works very well. But you have to think about that. But with any membership site, you always have to work to get new members. New members don't miraculously appear out of nowhere for you. You have to actually do some work and recruit them. So you always need to be thinking about, how can I get new members, or how can I bring new members in? Now, this may mean that you keep working on your SEO. It may mean you do joint ventures or something like that. It depends. What you can also do that's very important, I believe, is to market to your existing members. Now, you're going to market to them not only your products, but affiliate products and other products of interest to them. And if you do that, it's going to help to increase your revenue. If you provide unexpected bonuses and additional content pretty much randomly, it's going to increase the value of your site to your visitors, to your buyers, and obviously that's going to help you retain members and profit from them. So you really need to think about that. The more you can add that, and the more people don't know quite what to expect or when the good content's going to arrive, then the chances are people are going to stay members longer, particularly if they know the bonuses and the additional content is highly valuable. But you do need to understand what your target market wants. I know we keep mentioning this. I know we've talked about it time and time again. But if you don't understand your target market, you're going to struggle to sell to them. Same in any type of marketing. You must understand what your niche wants. And that is honestly absolutely vital. But you've got to make sure as well that you're providing valuable, unique, up-to-date information that your readers are going to get excited about and think, yeah, right, I'm getting great value for money for this. That's what you want. You want them to join your site and go, wow, fantastic, this is amazing information. I'm so glad I'm a member. That's what you're looking for. So always provide them with the most up-to-date information you possibly can. It's in your best interests to work with your members as well. Work with them, understand what they want, understand how you can give it to them, and all of that is going to help you to succeed very, very well. Encourage your members to contribute to your site as well. Now, whether they are contributing through participating in forums or delivering content or communicating with each other or whatever it might be, I don't know. It depends upon your particular business model and ideas for your site. But encourage your members to interact, and that's going to help much more with things like brand loyalty. It's going to help them stay members. It's going to help them feel loyal to you, and of course that's good for you. But you also need to keep an eye on your niche as well for competition. What are the competition up to? Are they a threat to you? Now, some niches, for example, if you're in say a PLR membership site niche, watch the competition, because maybe people are buying your products and selling them, not adhering to the license, or taking your products and competing by selling them to other people at a lower price than you are, or whatever it might be. I mean, I can think of one private label and master resale rights club that has a real problem with members joining their club, taking their content and setting up their own site in competition. So watch your niche for competitors, see what the competitors are up to, and whether it is something that's a threat to your site, or whether it's something you don't need to worry about. Maybe they have some innovative ideas for content or marketing that you could apply to your site in order to maximize the value to your members. So think about that as well. That's a very, very good idea. Keep an eye on the market as well and see what the new techniques are, new developments, and so on and so forth. What's going on in the marketplace? What new technologies have come along? What new techniques have come along? What new ideas are there? And so on and so forth. All of this will help you provide additional value to your members because you're keeping abreast of the latest developments. If you can stay on the cutting edge of technology for your members, then you're going to find that you're going to have a real good retention rate, because you're always providing quality information that's hard to get elsewhere. But one of them, again, this is a mistake a lot of people make, is they don't step outside of their box. They think in one way and one way only, and because of it they end up with some serious problems with their members. Always make sure that you think about what your members want, and think laterally, if you like. Step outside the box that most people think in and think, well, what can I do that is different? What can I do that will stand out from the crowd? How can I make this more valuable to my members? All of that will help you to really, really succeed. But the watchword, I believe, with a membership site is pretty much add value. Value is why people are there, and if you can give them value, then they will stay members for a long, long time. So always think about that. Value is your watchword, and by providing good value to your buyers and your readers, then you're going to find that you succeed. So these are just some really, really simple tips. I know some of them sound very, very simple, but they work. They're very effective, and they're tips that will really, really help you to maximize the revenue from your membership site. So please, when you're setting up your site, think about these tips. Think about how you can provide them and implement them, because they're going to help you to really create a successful membership site. And a successful membership site can make a huge difference to you in your business and in how much money you make. We're going to talk now about driving traffic to your membership site. Now, this isn't a all-encompassing traffic generation workshop. It's specifically focused on giving you some overviews of methods that work with membership sites. There's plenty of information elsewhere that you can find about how to drive traffic to sites. Now, in order for you to really succeed with a membership site, you're going to have to continually drive traffic to it. You need to constantly be getting new members, constantly be getting new visitors. Now, whether you choose to use organic search engine results or you choose to use pay-per-click is up to you. It depends upon your expertise and your finances. But you're going to find that members are leaving and members need replacing. So it's very important for you to ensure that you constantly replace the members that have left with new, fresh blood. The reason being, if you do that, then obviously you're going to have a continuous supply of members, you have a continuous supply of income. Otherwise, you have members leaving, and then you find yourself, well, where's all my money gone? I've got no members left. So you always need to replace them. Now, unless you happen to have either a big waiting list for your membership site or you have a big mailing list, then traffic really is the answer for how to replace these members. So you've got to be able to get traffic there. If you use pay-per-click, pay-per-click's very, very good. It gives you pretty much instant on traffic, which means you can switch it on and there's traffic coming to your site immediately without this painstaking wait for ranking well for your desired keywords. Trouble is, it costs money, and that does put a lot of people off. However, you can really get some decent targeted traffic, and that can make a big difference for you and for your business. So you do need to think about that. Pay-per-click can be very, very effective for you. You need to also optimize your site for the search engines. If you optimize your site for the search engines, then it's going to help you because you're going to rank better for your chosen keywords. So make sure you've done everything on your site you can to make it as appealing as possible to the search engines. Get yourself inbound links as well through article marketing and many other traditional search engine optimization techniques. The more incoming links you have, the better you're going to rank for your chosen keywords. If you choose to participate in niche related forums and groups, that's going to help you to get traffic. It's going to help build a reputation. It's going to help for people to know about you, and obviously you're going to find it easier to market to people and get people to join your site because they know you. They've seen your site, they understand who you are, they understand what you're about. So it's going to be in your best interests to do that. You can also choose to advertise in newsletters and e-zines. There's many of those on the market, and a lot of those accept adverts, and they can get a very, very good response rate. Now, yes, I know it's going to cost you a bit of money, but the upside of that is you get highly targeted traffic that you can really find converts very well. The other option, and again, this is going to cost you some money, but it is a very good option that very few marketers actually do, but one that is very effective, is to advertise offline in relevant publications. Find decent offline publications, advertise in them, and you can find you get a very, very good response rate from that as well. You can really build some good brand awareness from that. You want to look for joint ventures as well. Joint ventures are going to help you to succeed. Joint venture partners are going to help send traffic to you. Initiate an affiliate program. If you don't have an affiliate program, set one up. An affiliate program is going to help you immensely in getting traffic to your site. Your members are going to promote your site. They're going to obviously earn from it, and of course that's going to make them feel good. You're going to get great targeted traffic and make lots of sales. You can also create social networking groups relating to your niche. Create social networking groups, work with them, market to them, and market your membership site through them, and you can make sales from that as well, and you can do really well from it. You can also, of course, use viral marketing techniques. Viral marketing techniques work very, very well, and they can get a decent amount of people to your site too. That's really, really going to help you. Basically, what you're after doing is building a reputation of being the place to be, and if you can do that, it's going to help you to succeed with your membership site. You've got to get traffic to it. Traffic basically is most important. This is going to give you some hints and tips. If you want full-blown traffic generation, then look in the book that came with this, and that'll give you some resources where you can go and find some good information on how to generate traffic to your website really, really quickly. Now, there's a lot of things you can do to get traffic, but I'd really, really recommend that you make sure you rank well for your keywords, because it's going to help you to maximize your revenue and your profitability, and ultimately that's what you're after. At the end of the day, a membership site is a really, really good business model. There is a lot of potential for profit in them, a lot of opportunities for you. It's something you really, really should consider running and working, because membership sites are a great way to earn money. They can provide you as an internet marketer a stable source of income, and quite often, if you've got AdSense sites or product sites, the income fluctuates. They rank well this week, next week they don't rank so well. This week they sell well, next week they don't sell well. A membership site can provide you with a nice stable source of income, which obviously is very, very attractive to you. It's going to help you significantly in what you can do. So a stable source of income can make the big difference between internet marketing being something you do a little bit of, and you hope it pays the bills, to something that replaces your full-time income. Depending upon the type of site, you may well be billing once, or you may well be billing monthly. Now, obviously, recurring income is great because it makes a stable source of income. You've got your 100 members at $50 a month. That's $5,000 a month. That is fantastic. That's really, really good for you. So, you could bill once, you could bill monthly. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. But you've got to be aware that, it depends on the type of site, and it depends upon the niche as to what will work. Membership sites don't have to just be an internet marketing niche. They could be in any niche. In fact, some of the most successful have nothing to do with internet marketing. If you think about it, Facebook, that's effectively a membership site. It has a free level of membership, and then it's funded by advertising. So, pretty much any niche you can create a membership site in. People love this sense of belonging. It's what makes people tick. So what you need to be able to do is to, help people really get that sense of belonging. And that's the whole point of your membership site. Think about making them feel that they belong. If you run your membership site well, then it can be very, very profitable for you. It really can. And it's the sort of thing that you can rinse and repeat. You don't have to just have one. You could have 10 different membership sites in different niches. You could create a membership site for, say, I don't know, dentists on marketing or something like that. And pretty much you copy the site, you change the word dentist to realtors or chiropractors or doctors or whatever, and create multiple sites. It really, really can be that easy to do. But you've always got to deliver high value content and deliver that high value content on time. Doing that is going to really, really make sure your site succeeds. Always as well, engage your members and encourage feedback. Interact with them, and it's going to help them with that sense of belonging. It's going to help them feel proud to be a member of your site. So where do you go next? Right. Let's do a quick step-by-step action plan for you. You've watched the videos, you've hopefully read some of the book that comes with this. So let's go. What do we do next? Firstly, pick a niche. Decide what niche you're going to create your membership site in. It could be anything you want. It could be how to train hamsters, car mechanics, gardening, whatever. Pick a niche. Then determine which script you want to use. Think about the features. Remember all the questions that we asked earlier on. answer all those questions. What payment processor are you going to use? What delivery method, etc., etc. And then plan out the content. Now, how are you going to deliver the content may well help determine the script. So all of this is interrelated with each other. So plan out the content. Plan out 6 to 12 months worth of content. You don't have to create it all, just create the first couple. But plan out the first 6 to 12 months, because you can use that in your marketing material so that people know what to expect. Then set up the site, buy your script, install it, configure it, create your content, add the content to the site, start marketing it and getting members. As members join, recruit them as affiliates, get them to market your product. Basically, say your product's $50 a month, you pay 50%, so you can say to your affiliate, your members, recruit 2 people to be a member, and your membership is paid for free. That sort of thing. Fantastic, really, really good. It will work very, very well for you. And then basically keep marketing it, getting it ranking well, get traffic to it, get involved in forums and groups and this and that and the other, and get traffic to it so you get more and more members. Now, not all memberships are going to have a fixed number of members. Some will, some won't. Depends upon the type of membership site. If it hasn't got a fixed number of members, just keep throwing traffic at it and get more and more members. And basically rinse and repeat again and again and again and again. And then you bank the profits and enjoy it. And that's all you need to know. You are now fully equipped to go and create a membership site and profit from it. So take this step-by-step action plan, take the information you now have, go and create a membership site and enjoy the many, many benefits that it will give you.